Rolling one, two, three. Okay, hi Javeria. So my first question to you is, what is your primary purpose for going to the US?
Mhm. So my primary purpose was to finish my undergraduate.
Okay, great. When the ICE order on 6 July 2020 came out, were you at all affected by it, either emotionally, or was your physical reality actually affected by it? And
Yeah,
how
so
did you
my
feel at the time?
physical reality wasn't affected because I wasn't in the US, but I think I saw my friends go through whatever they did go through, and it was more so an emotional relief for me, as selfish as it sounds, that I was really glad that I wasn't in the US and that I graduated last year. So I think it was more of like, I'm glad I'm done, because as an international student, I know the struggle, and I wouldn't want to be having this struggle or going through what a lot of most of the international students were going in that situation.
Yeah. Wow, you were class of 2019.
Mm-hmm.
So you just, wow, oh my God. Okay. So have you ever considered potentially migrating either to the US or somewhere else? Why or why not? And has this sort of July 6th order impacted that decision in any way?
Yeah, so when I went to start my finish my undergrad in the US, that's the mindset I was going in with, that I'm going to stay there longer. But I think not just this order, but generally the political environment in the country really made me realize it wasn't my place. Like, Trump was elected 2016 and I went to the US like late 2015. So really, like, I lived my all my time while Trump was there. um, yeah, so to a huge degree, again, it wasn't the verdict, but a bigger political environment in the country that really just made me realize that US is not my place, and I don't want to be in a place where I don't feel like I belong. And belonging, of course, being very subjective, to me it means like I'm not constantly justifying my existence in a place. As for migrating somewhere else, I think yes, but mostly for the passport purposes, because Pakistani passport is like, in terms of international travel, it's pretty shit. So like, just having that accessibility is the reason I would go for it. But yeah, so that's the primary reason of immigrating to another country that I would consider, but definitely not the US.
You're in Geneva right now, so how's that experience been overall?
Yeah, so I think in the start it was definitely difficult, because I was, before that, in a very communal society. I was coming from a communal space then, and to come in an individualistic society, like the interactions, like everyday spaces, are completely different. So I think that was a huge adjustment. But then, you go everywhere and you sort of adjust and become part of that space. Now I feel pretty comfortable, pretty homey in Geneva, because I have found my nice balance between individualistic sense of self for myself, the space that I love, but then also I have found like a community, the people that I can connect with. And I have, even beyond Geneva, I have a sense of community. So I think Geneva has been nice, but would I see myself living here forever? Maybe for the passport I would go for it, but living in Switzerland, like, no. It's a beautiful country, but I just don't see myself here long term. Yeah.
Is there a sizable South Asian sort of community in your area?
Yeah, so Pakistanis, not so much. I'm the only Pakistani in my batch. Indians, there is quite a few of them. But for me, it's a nice balance where I'm an insider, but I'm also an outsider. So as a Desi, I can fit in, I can like have the same vibe, music, food, speak the language. But when it comes to like the internal politics and drama, like, I can sort of take a step back. Like, this is not my game. So for me, it's the perfect balance of like being an insider but also being an outsider. uh, yeah, so it is a sizable community, and it's definitely, it is a huge part of why I feel so comfortable and like feel like I can belong here.
Yay! Thank you so much.